Cake, Thanksgiving, and the NHL are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is November 26, 2021. It is the 330th day of the year. There are 35 days left in 2021. It is the 48th Friday in the 48th week. The 66th day of fall. We got 25 days left until winter. Today is Black Friday. This is how we kick off the Christmas season here in the United States, looking at our fellow citizens at their absolute worst. Oh my God, every year the news is just flooded with people acting like animals trying to save $3 on a frickin' flat screen. Grow up, people. Today is National Cake Day. On November 26, National Cake Day delivers a scrumptious treat for everyone to enjoy. Slide over, pie. This day, cake takes center stage. Yeah, that's what it says on their website. I didn't write that. All right, let's see what else November 26 has given us. 1863, United States President Abraham Lincoln proclaims November 26 as National Thanksgiving Day. It's to be celebrated annually on the final Thursday in November. Now, it wasn't always that way. We had the Franksgiving controversy. I know it sounds like I made up Franksgiving, but it was actually after Franklin Delano Roosevelt decided to move it to the second Thursday in November to help with sales after the Great Depression. That lasted 1939, 1940, 1941, 1942. It went back to normal, and it's been that way since. Doesn't Franksgiving sound like it's made up? 1917, the National Hockey League is formed. It has just a few teams. The Montreal Canadiens, who are still in play, Montreal Wanderers, Ottawa Senators, who were there, left, and then came back, Quebec Bulldogs, and the Toronto Arenas. Those were the first teams. Those were the only teams. 1922, Howard Carter and Lord Carnarvon become the first people to enter the tomb of the pharaoh Tutankhamun in over 3,000 years. God, that was such a big thing when I was young. They had taken everything out of this tomb and, it was making the rounds in museums and all this stuff, and it was all over the media in Los Angeles when I was a kid. 1941, World War II. The whole note is given to the Japanese ambassador, demanding that Japan withdraw all troops from China and French Indonesia. In return, the United States would lift all economic sanctions on Japan. We had been, strangling them with sanctions, and the United States felt this was a pretty good deal and they'd take us up on it. They did not. Matter of fact, on that same day, Japan's first air fleet departs for Pearl Harbor. 1968, during the Vietnam War, the United States Air Force helicopter pilot James P. Fleming rescues a U.S. Army Special Forces unit that is pinned down by the Viet Cong. He is later awarded the Medal of Honor. 1983, the Briggs mat robbery. In London, 6,800 gold bars worth nearly 26 million pounds are stolen from the Briggs mat vault at Heathrow Airport. 1986, the Iran-Contra affair. U.S. President Ronald Reagan announces the members of what will become known as the Tower Commission. 2004, the last pu'a'ali. I know I butchered that name. It's a Hawaiian name. But anyway, it's a bird. It's a black-faced honey creeper. It dies of avian malaria at the Maui Bird Conservation Center in Hawaii before it could breed, making the species, in all probability, completely extinct. 2018, the robotic probe InSight lands on Mars. So what's interesting about this one is the InSight lander was powered by solar panels and batteries, and it relied on periodic wind gusts to kind of clean off the solar panels. Well, when it landed, it didn't get as many cleanings as they had hoped. In February of 2021, this year, they had kind of hit the Martian winter, so they tried to shut it down, which they did. It only had 27% power. They had a real fear that it would lose all its power and they wouldn't be able to wake it back up. In May of this year, 2021, some generation capacity was restored by using the arm so it could blow onto the solar panels and, basically clean them. Movies released on November 26, 2010, A King's Speech. This is a true story about Queen Elizabeth's father. He would eventually go on to be the King of England, but he had a stammer or a stutter. His wife then hires a speech therapist and actor to help him turn things around. And it's a good movie. It's a true story, based on true story, I should say, but it's a pretty good movie. The film won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. Born on November 26. 1853, Bat Masterson, American police officer and journalist. He was born Bartholomew William Barclay Masterson in Henryville, Quebec, Canada. This man had a very colorful life. prize fighter, lawman, Army scout, been in gunfights, good friends with Wyatt Earp, and a journalist. Most notably, he was a lawman and was involved in big gunfights back in the days of the Old West, especially Dodge City. His first bit of fame, I guess you could say, was when him and his brother had done some contract work for a guy whose last name was Ritter. They had leveled out some ground for some train tracks, and the guy never paid him. He actually skipped town. Well, it took nearly a year, but he found out where the guy was, and he was going to be on a train. So when the train stopped, Bat Masterson was there. He got on the train, pulled out a gun, walked the guy to the back of the train, and demanded the money in front of a crowd of people. The guy paid him, obviously, and he let him live. His first real gunfight, though, happened in Sweetwater, Texas. He was with a young lady, and this guy named Corporal Melvin King decided he didn't like him being with that lady. So an argument ensued, and then a gunfight. Bat Masterson killed King, and then during the process, the young lady had been shot as well. Bat Masterson was shot in the hip. He's the only one that survived. It is believed Bat Masterson killed 28 people, caught around a dozen train robbers, and was friends with Wyatt Earp, Pat Garrett, Ben Daniels, Theodore Roosevelt, and Doc Holliday. If you ever get a chance, watch some things, or, they got some History Channel things, or just read about Bat Masterson. Very interesting individual. Died on November 26, 2008, Edna Parker. Probably don't know who Edna Parker was, but she was 115 years old when she died. She is what they call a supercentenarian. For the last 15 months of her life, she was recognized as the oldest person on the planet. She outlived her husband, Earl Parker, by nearly 70 years. She never got remarried. After 70 years, do you even remember the dude? I mean, come on. She also outlived her two children, Earl and Clifford, her sisters, Georgina and Opal, who died at age 99 and 88, respectively. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. That one was a little light on excitement, but hey, at least we put up a video. All right, everyone, have a great day. Be nice to each other.